Done and got it. All righty, y'all. Peace and greetings to you all. Namaste, namaste, namaste. Islam, Islam, Islam. I am Brother Hasan Ghaziel Bey here in Morocco at Northwestern Mexico. How are you? Guys, wanted to speak with you, right? I know that some people would be like, don't say guys, right? At the end of the day, it's interesting how I really just present myself so that you're not offended. You know, does my fez offend you? Does the robe and the scarf offend you? It shouldn't. You know, I'm just your brother. So I trust that y'all can be mature enough to get over any hangups. Anybody is introducing you to Brother Hasan Ghaziel Bey for the first time. Don't be prejudiced. You know what I'm saying? Don't be like, yo, why you say namaste? Why you like you? What's that? What's that? Why do you do that? Like, you know, be mature. You know, accept people for who they are. You never know who could be in a position to assist you, or you could be in a position to assist someone else. And that's why what I'm presenting about is community health and healing, which ultimately always starts here in the mind first. And so I trust that the way that you see that I present myself, it doesn't offend you. You know what I'm saying? I trust it doesn't. It's not like I'm up here butt naked. You know what I'm saying? Even though I'm being thoroughly transparent and upfront, and I will never lie to you. Alrighty. So if you're afraid of the truth, you can go away from this YouTube presentation. All right. Smoothie. All right. So, all right, I hit the OK there. All right. So I'm not going to belabor this. I'm going to get right to the point, speak on a few things, and even bring up a chart example. All right. Before I get started, I want to remind you now, and then I will also remind you again at closing. All righty. And you'll be seeing this probably over the next 5 days until we get to the event at that time. All righty. There is a community health. All right. Community health and nutrition fruition. We're presenting again. Mother Sahar L is presenting again for Thursday, 21st March 2024 at 6 post-meridian Eastern, right? That's 1800 hours Eastern. Community health and nutrition fruition. Mother Sahar has a plethora of things. A few of you may receive today. A lot of you have received an email. I sent the email out to a lot of y'all. If you know, I don't have your email, 7HealStar at gmail.com. Just email and say, hey, man, I would like to get be on the email list for when you go and, do that thing there. You know, I'm just being, straight up to the point. You want me to email you, just email 7HealStar at gmail.com, and I'll make sure you had that. So we're going in again, Thursday, 21st March, 2024, 6 post-meridian Eastern. Community health and nutrition fruition with Mother Sahar L. It'll be held via Zoom. It's going to be recorded. It's donation based. All righty. So give your love gift and attend, as well as what will also be done is, those that attend, you will be able to not only have this community healing presentation, like you'll also, as far as like it, having it live, but you will also be added to the Google Drive that will be uploaded to. We have one set, Mother Sahar's presentation, all right, for you to donate to. And even if you don't make it, however, we encourage you to, you can still be able to donate for a copy of it if you can't make it when it is live, all right, via the Zoom session. As you see, all the information is there as far as the Zoom number and the passcode and the Cash App to where you can send your donation. If you don't have Cash App, you want to do Zelle, just reach out to me again. That's 7HealStar at gmail.com. And the number, if you want to text, is 443-376-8764. Again, 443-376-8764. You can just text me, all right? Or call, all right? So with that being said, let's move forward. I'll make sure I bring this up next day. So I just want to jump right into it, right? I want to go into the word health, and the book that I'm reading from right now is the Encyclopedia of Medical Astrology by Dr. Howard Leslie Cornell. If you don't know, Brother Hasan is very huge on music, astrology, and jurisprudence, right? That's Madge, right? So I'm a Madge right? So music, astrology, and jurisprudence. And I am, again, if you didn't see my last presentation, the whole reason I express astrology the way that I do and share it the way that I do and encourage people to schedule either a mirror astro literacy session with me or a celestial promise session to at least start off, get your, to have your initial astrology sessions with me before all the subsequent ones. So that you can see that astrology is not intimidating. Astrology is very helpful. And I really think it's what can heal the hood, any hood on the planet, provided that the people take themselves seriously to embrace astrology. All right. It's not just something you see in a newspaper or posted on the website and you think just this, the sun in Pisces, like where it is now, means that this is only what Pisces do. It's not that. And I am doing what I can to those that are sincerely interested to share that there's so much more to you and it's not complicated. And it's really a beautiful language, astrology. And I trust that as long as you're sincere in learning it, you will learn it and can learn it in less than 3 hours, honestly. All right. So with that being said, we're going to go back to PDF page 350 here, right? And start out with health. And then I'm going to read healers on page 346 out of 979 pages. And then I'm going to do a chart example just on the area pertaining to health in the astrology chart. And I won't necessarily be doing like a decumbrature chart for medical astrology, right? I'm not, doing that. I'm not taking the decumbrature chart. It's not like I know anyone who's having, or the chart example is not like, oh, they're having this kind of illness. So here's their natal chart and their decumbrature chart. I'm not going in on that for those out there that may think that that's what this particular presentation is, but it's not. So health in the Encyclopedia of Medical Astrology by Howard Leslie Cornell. I'll zoom in maybe this much, right? All right. So health. The state of the health, the general health, rules for judging the health, good health, bad health, etc. The sixth house and Virgo denote the state of the health. Also, the first house rules the health and constitution. The moon governs the health and has significance over health matters, and especially with females, while the sun is a strong indicator of health with males. However, the sun and moon are important factors in the health of both sexes. The rising sign also governs the health and the life. The part of fortune does not affect the health, but has more to do with finance. When Saturn or Mars both afflict the sun, the health is not as bad as when Saturn alone afflicts the sun. All right. For the aspects of Mars to the sun, whether good or bad, tend to strengthen the system. The planet Uranus does not exercise any great influence over the health except when in the sixth house, and there tends to nervousness, suicide, or accidents. Ill aspects between the moon and Mars and between the sun and Saturn tend to greatly injure the health because of their opposite and dissimilar natures. The ill aspects between the sun and Mars and between the moon and Saturn do not injure as much as their natures are more in common with each other. It's funny too, because the moon rules Cancer, Saturn rules Capricorn, as well as Saturn also rules, traditionally speaking, Aquarius. But they're 180 degrees from each other. right? Cancer and Capricorn. So I can see how they do not injure much, as their natures are more in common with each other. Health is largely indicated by the sun and moon at birth, their positions, signs, and aspects, as they are fountains of life on the earth. In health, every cell of the body is polarized in subjection to the central will. Hold on, I know if you guys have been listening to other presentations, and now you're seeing me going into the Encyclopedia of Medical Astrology prepared by Howard Leslie Cornell, you'll see again, we're speaking about that will again. Therefore, health is obedience, government, and order in the system, while dis-ease is rebellion, insubordination, and disunion, which means that's all happening within oneself based on your will. Remember, the stars only incline and show tendencies, and that your health can be improved and modified by self-control, right thinking, spiritualization, and by control of the passional and sex nature. Read the various paragraphs of this article for the many and manifold considerations concerning health as regards yourself, your family, your relatives, and also the public health in general. The rules for judging the normal state of health from the star map of birth are given in the paragraph Judging the Health in this section. See the following subjects in the alphabetical arrangement when not considered here. And so you see that, health is in all capital letters, and then all the sub-articles are capitis minimis, right? But if we were to look for the sub-article within the article for health, and it says judging the health, we'll just go and find the J section, see what it says there, and then we'll move forward. All right. Let's see. No, we didn't pass it, right? I said it was in here. It's interesting. Let's see. Let's go back. It said judging the health are given in the paragraph, right, of this section. So let's see. I don't think I went past this. So I'll take my time, but yet look quickly. I was looking for, G, H, I, and after I comes J, right? Okay, individualism, judging the health. There it is, right? Because I know when I went to this page, it went to L, and I'm like, So let's see what it says, individualism, judging the health. Rules for one, the rising sign is the first to be considered, whether strong or weak, and the aspects to the degree ascending, and judge accordingly. Two, consider the sun, its sign and the strength, the aspects of the sun, and whether or not the sun is highly. Three, consider the moon, her sign and aspects, and whether strong or weak or highly. These are the three sensitive points in the map, and the sun, moon, and ascendant, 3 points in the map, the sun, moon, and ascendant, and govern the constitution, physical strength and functions, and the constitutional powers. And when it's talking about constitution, it's talking about your withstanding state, how you withstand. Okay. The vitality, stamina, and regularity or irregularity of the functions and the general health depend upon these three vital centers. 4, consider next the planets in the 6th and 8th houses, and whether they afflict any of these three vital centers as the parts of the body ruled by the signs in which planets are posed will tend, let's make sure I'm reading it right, will tend to be disordered according to the nature of the afflicting planet. 5. If no planets in the sixth house, then consider the sign on the cusp of the sixth house, as the part of the body ruled by such sign will tend to be a center of physical disturbance, and the part of the body so affected will be a center or seat from which many other disorders may arise. See indicators in this section, right? And so that would be if I was to go back and look at indicators. However, we're going to go to page 346 now, all right, for healers, because this is all leading up to Thursday. So you guys will be seeing me present every day, all right? Today Sunday, so you'll see me Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And then you'll see me Thursday night at 6 post-meridian Eastern, right? 1800 hours Eastern. So now 346 healers. All right, so you guys are here for the marathon. So you guys can come on out. Check out what Mother Sahar is saying, where you're only coming out virtually, so to speak, to Mother Sahar's presentation via Zoom. All right, and she does excellent. The first one's amazing, and you know she has so much more to share. So I think you know moving forward in what I know my purpose to be, to help in sharing information, to assist in us healing ourselves. I encourage you all to come and participate in community health and nutrition fruition. Healers. Healing. The healing powers. The planetary influences at the birth of individuals, non-statutory individuals, right? Endow various healing powers and to suit the various needs, beliefs, peculiarities, and idiosyncrasies of the 12 fundamental classes of humanity as represented by the 12 signs of the zodiac. All schools of healing have their place in the world, have their followers, and it is the duty of a patient to call upon the healer in whom he has faith, no matter of what school. This book and also this article are not a treatise upon the merits of the various schools of healing, but merely to help you understand the causes and philosophy of disease while people are sick, the nature of the sickness, right? Why people are sick, why are people sick, right? So why people are sick, the nature of the sickness, its duration, possible termination, etc. And to list those influences which tend especially to endow one with successful healing powers, and also to list those influences which tend to make one a failure as a healer. Look at that. For the welfare of the patient, it is important that the healer called upon should be compatible with the patient for the best success, and that the star maps of the healer and patient have agreeable exchanges. So there needs to be a synastry done between the healer and the patient. There must be a compatibility there so it actually works. All right. And this is why, really, again, we can use astrology to really heal the global community. We just have to take ourselves seriously and not think this is, some people say woo woo or mumbo jumbo or mystical and stuff, because it really isn't. This is so we can solve our social and economic issues. All right. Otherwise, the healer may injure the patient. All right. So yeah, the healer can injure the patient if they're not compatible. All right. The following subjects have to do with healers, healing, treatment, the care of the sick, and those connected with such work in various ways, or the preparation of foods or remedies for the sick. The sixth house rules strongly over the healing powers and the healing service. All right. So, absent healing is the first poem, metaphysical. It's so amazing. And I just wanted to read the main parts of those articles. Right, those of you that are part of Prophet Noble Drew University, you know you have access to this because these are one of the books that I freely give amongst the plethora of books that are available there in Prophet Noble Drew University. All right, so now. Let me, I'm going to stop the screen share here. Let's go into, very briefly, let's go into a chart. Let me go and share a chart here. I have someone's chart in particular because I just wanted to see who solar return was today. And the solar return that I see today is Tamar Estine Braxton. All right. Brother Tyro Bay says, peace and love, everyone. Peace and love. Peaceful greetings to you, Brother Tyro. And Mother Sahar says, peaceful greetings to everyone. Peaceful greetings, Mother Sahar, in the chat. All right. So Tamar Braxton, and like I said, guys, I'm going to be very brief. It's interesting based on the articles that we read. We know that we can look to the ascendant, right? And what's the degree? 15 degrees. What are the aspects to the ascendant? Well, it looks like if we go here to the ascendant, you guys see my cursor, the ascendant is Saturn's trining the ascendant, right? Right? It's actually, it's funny because in this nighttime chart, Saturn would be the most malefic planet, right? So Saturn there in 10th is, technically it's a separating trine that's taking place because the ascendant moves faster than Saturn. But it's a separating trine. There's a conjunction with Neptune and a sextile with Pluto, it looks like. All right. The ascendant is separating from the sextile with Pluto, even though Pluto's retrograde, separating trine from Saturn, even though Saturn's retrograde. However, that conjunction to Neptune is on its way. So that's one thing we can look at, right? And there's many other observations that I can make. I can, after looking at those aspects, then again, remember we're looking to the 6th house. She has Taurus on her Placidus 6th. All right. Which it's also interesting, it's her Placidus 5th house too. But that's because Pisces is intercepted here. All righty. There's no house cusps in Pisces or Virgo. Whole sign, Pisces is her 4th whole sign house. Taurus would be the 6th whole sign. So here it makes me think already it may come with issues pertaining to not only her hips but her neck. And it's interesting because Jupiter, which is her ascendant, and then her sun is in Pisces. Jupiter rules both. Traditionally speaking, Jupiter in the 6th house, alrighty, 6th Placidus as well as 6th whole sign. Jupiter rules her ascendant, rules Sagittarius and Pisces, her whole sign 4th house, even though in Placidus, this is engulfed within the 3rd house, Pisces. So it just really has me draw my attention to the fact there could be some hip issues with her, maybe hospitalization for hip and neck issues, maybe some hyperextension of the neck. Maybe there was an accident that taken place that hospitalized her, maybe experienced a whiplash, hyperextension again of the neck. Also, it's interesting, I wouldn't really add this, but just adding Lilith there, maybe a fascination and denial of maybe at one point in time, somebody could have suggested a chiropractor to be able to get into alignment, whatever was, whatever nerves, were impinged upon due to subluxations in her vertebra or her vertebrae, or maybe a neck vertebra. Subluxations, that is a word that means minor dislocations, all righty, within the spine. All right. So it could have been a subluxation in the vertebra pertaining to hyperextension, maybe impinging upon the nerve, because all your nerve endings, the main trunk of all nerve endings are running through the spine. And when there's experienced subluxations within the spine, it will cause a bit of pain, just little alarms in the body that's saying, hey, we might have to correct something in the spine. So she could have been averse to chiropractic, chiropractic means or adjustments, but that might have changed. So I just wanted to just kind of like open that up and just kind of look at what some possibilities could be for health, right? And the reason why I'm bringing these up is because, again, this is to encourage you guys that there's many things that can be seen when it comes to astrology. the kind of astrologer I am, even though I can say many things off the top of my head and freestyle read a chart, when I do my research and look into someone's chart and then take my notes and make my notes, I can actually dig in a lot further, ask a lot more in-depth questions, and then be able to help you to get to your own resolves, so to speak, and then be able to further make my observations according to my studies as y'all continue to assist me so that I would be able to have the data necessary to continue going on, like how a doctor has your medical chart and then they have this medical history. And it's like with me, it will be just your astrological foundation pertaining to your natal chart. Then we can see how things have progressed for you over the years, different things that can be seen, different questions I can ask about different events in your life, whether it was medical, financial, or anything else. And then we can, look towards certain patterns occurring or give explanation to why certain things have occurred. And so even here, it just makes me think if we were to look at least to her ascendant in sixth house, right? And it's interesting because sixth house is ruled by Venus. Venus is exile. It feels out of place because it's in Aries. She's got about 3 planets in exile, actually. She's got Venus in Aries. Mercury is in its fall in Pisces. And it's interesting because Mercury is at Venus's exaltation degree. Venus is exalted in Pisces at 27 degrees. I think that's interesting that Mercury's there, honestly. And Venus is, again, exile, feeling debilitated, quote unquote, in Aries. And then Saturn is also exile, feeling debilitated, feeling out of place there in Leo. So it also makes me think too, when another kind of health would be like family health. And I'm seeing a theme of like children, maybe an issue with children of some way, shape, or form, and or motherhood in children could be something else that is possibly paramount when it comes to health for her. So, and again, I'm not, trying to rag on Tamar Braxton or anything like that. I just use this as a chart because it's her solar return for the 17th, even though her solar return took place yesterday. Like the sun actually returned back to 26 degrees, 31 minutes yesterday at about 11:09 in the morning, previous to the afternoon happening. If we look at her solar return chart, see, solar return happened for her on the 16th March 2024. And if she was near the Severn Corporation, Maryland State Republic, the sun actually got back to 26 degrees Pisces, 31 minutes at 1100 hours, 9 minutes, and 27 seconds. So technically, the actual solar return took place, whereas the anniversary for the date is today, right? So you can have a solar return the sun can return either before, on the day of, or after the day that you actually manifested. However, people traditionally are celebrating the solar return according to the date of the Gregorian calendar, even though it would be best to just have that celestial celebration for when the actual celestial body is back at the celestial longitude where it was in the natal chart. All right. And that celestial longitude for her again was 26 degrees Pisces, 31 minutes, which is very interesting because I know that Neptune is currently in this area also, right? Like Neptune currently is at 27 degrees, right? 22 minutes. And so it's interesting because technically the sun and Neptune just came off of a conjunction. The sun is separating from Neptune as we speak. It's about 31 minutes as far as 0 degrees, 31 minutes past Neptune. But I just thought that was just rather interesting to see that, she could have been dealing with different things pertaining to hospitalizations, maybe even surgeries, possibly. The sun is how you shine, how you seem to people, how you look. Even if it could have been things done with face and hair, possibly surgeries there. I don't really follow Tamar Braxton. I don't really know. It's not like I know her. Like, hey, yo, you only down the road, Severn, Maryland. What's up? Like, I can't attest to that. I'm just saying that what my insight and intuition is picking up on as I'm actually just looking at this chart briefly without even going into detail, and just to, again, encourage you guys to really embrace community health and healing, with the foundation to your community health and healing being astrology. You can really solve a lot of issues and really help people, right? Help yourself first, and then your loved ones around you, and then your community. All right. Let it spread from there. And yes, if we were to look to her sun, moon, and ascendant, then we could also think not just hips or her neck, but maybe also something with her feet and her ankles. And maybe she could have, stepped the wrong way, twisted her ankle, which really moved things out of place with her hip. And maybe, walking certain ways makes her strain on her neck, because now she feels she may have to, when she goes to bed, she has to lay a certain way to compensate for things being out of place. And maybe now, recognizing the value in chiropractic adjustments is probably something that is actually utilized, right? So I did all of that to just give a brief, um, you know, explanation, a brief testimonial, and just viewing someone's natal chart. Some things that I can immediately see and just ask questions. I would ask Tamar, hey, have you ever had hyperextension with your neck? Well, can you tell me about any hyperextensive issues with the neck? And did you have like a fascination and denial with, the practice of chiropractic adjustments? Like, I would ask that. Can you tell me about your hip and maybe possible hospitalizations that you had with your hip? Things of that nature. Was there someone from your past, possibly, you were in, with a, because her Venus is conjunct the South Node, and just, maybe she was leaving from home, going on a date, and got into a head-on collision that hospitalized her, or could have, maybe it was a hit and run, something like that, but being with, someone from the past. And with the way her chart's set up, I think, there's kind of a theme with her that she's here for a lot of closure too anyway. So maybe when things come to her health, she's having these encounters and interactions with people that she's interacted with in several past lives also. I won't go into that too much. Mother Sahar says, indeed, yeah, this healing with the astrology is thoroughly important, right? So to bring this to a brief closing, and you guys have any questions, comments, and/or suggestions for me? Questions, comments, and/or suggestions? I will see you guys again next day. All right, I'll see you Monday, 18th March 2024, and I'll bring up some other things. And again, as a reminder, as we're closing out, this Thursday coming for the 21st March 2024, it's 6 post-meridian Eastern. Excuse me, that is 1800 hours Eastern, right? Community Health and Nutrition Fruition with Mother Sahar L via Zoom. You see the number there in the passcode. It is donation-based participation, so there's no solid number. Just, reach into your heart, all righty? And know that what we're sharing is definitely beneficial for you. I'm going to be giving astrological presentations. I trust maybe, tomorrow, I spend a little more time with you. I get on here a little earlier. We can have somebody come up into the Zoom. You guys, and if you come up into the Zoom, you can share by just, sending me a direct message on the Zoom as you're here. Your natal time, natal date, natal location. I will put your chart in my database. I will not share your chart to the world. I don't want anyone to see your information, your natal data. However, what I'll do is I'll ask questions. And what we can have the entire world see is how accurate I am, how, things will resonate. And if you have any just general questions, we can, speak on that and see what it is. And I think I can do that with 5 to 10 minutes, maybe even less than 10 minutes. All right. So again, we look forward to you guys being here Thursday. I will see you what is called tomorrow, and I'll do my best to see you guys earlier so we can spend a little more time, maybe have someone come on up, invite people, to check on out this live. And I will put the Zoom link into the chat tomorrow when I go live. So, you guys anyone can volunteer to come up. Feel you can volunteer to come up. Again, I will not spend more than 10 minutes with just, speaking on something that's very brief and just seeing if it resonates with you. Either you have a question or if something sticks out to my intuition and insight, I will speak on it and ask about it. And I trust that, it'll be an experience for all to observe, to see how helpful and useful astrology actually is. All right. So shout out to Mother Sahar L for the amazing presentation. This is the second one she'll be giving via Zoom, via 7HealStar Zoom. And I am thoroughly appreciative in what it is that she has to share. And for those that got the email today, the body of the email under the picture is Mother Sahar's bio. And it's very remarkable and amazing to see what she has accomplished, all right, as far as this journey pertaining to community health and healing and nutrition fruition. Questions, comments, and or suggestions, go in, trick it, twizz eyes. Schedule your Mirror Astro Literacy session with Brother Hasan Ghaziel Bey. You will not be disappointed. The healing session, right? The Mirror Astro Literacy session is very healing. It is a self-reflection session. It is 3 hours. It goes by fast. To anyone that's ever had a session with me, they want to stay, they want to do more. It's usually, they like, I don't want to go. I don't want it to end. How did 3 hours go by that fast? And that's one of the things that I love about it. But however, what I love about it most is the relief and strain, because for me, in my experience, I am experiencing that people are having therapeutic sessions with me. They're able to relax. They're able to get closure pertaining to past events in their life, comprehension of where they are now and the things that they're currently, experiencing, and then have an outlook to and some direction for what's to come. So I have seen these self-reflection sessions be, even though, I don't say, oh, it's therapy. However, I know that the Mirror Astro Literacy session, the way I designed it for that 3 hours time, not only are you on the couch, but you're the one with the pen and pad in your hand. Also, I'm just guiding you through it so that, one, you can be able to see yourself, but also be able to comprehend the language, the beautiful language pertaining to astrology. And I, will be further sharing some things with you guys as these days go on. However, like I said, I think I'm going to see you guys every day from today till Thursday. And I trust I can get on here early so I can see you guys early, maybe spend a couple of hours with you, right? So you can really enjoy what you actually have to offer yourself. I just know that astrology has been given a bad rap. And so we got to clear the name of astrology within our social comprehension of it, because it has been prostituted in a way that makes people look at it as if it's just some like crazy hippie woman only nonsense, and it really isn't. And I trust when you guys actually go to do your research about me and what I've presented, and allowing others to present with me on these different videos. You'll see, even with the most recent videos of sharing Clock of Destiny Book 1 and Book 2, you'll see the foundation pertaining to my thinking and why we're just about solving our social and economic issues. And overall, all our health is dependent upon our thinking. Got to have some right thinking. All right. Mother Sahar says, sincere gratitude indeed, beloved mother. You know, I look forward to sitting at your feet on a Thursday. And with that being said, oh, and I will say a lot of compliments to like even my beloved mother, Mistress Consort. Shout out to her because she's really huge on health and healing and herbs and herbalism. You know, she's really great at these things. She was very thoroughly impressed and excited about your presentation, Mother Sahar. All right. I even saw, you know, she didn't say it, but as I'm seeing her, you know, describe it, I'm like, my baby really enjoyed that. Like she really enjoyed it too. So yeah, seeing her enjoy your presentation, Mother Sahar, that made me feel even more happy about what it is that we're sharing, right? And maybe I can get into a little bit about this book here, Truth About Your Health, right? So, like I said, today and the next 4 days after, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and early Thursday before our community health and healing, I mean, it's going to be going more and more into what astrology should actually be used for. Like, if we looked at astrology like water and like, hey, this is how you drink it to quench your thirst, instead of let's waterboard people and drown them. That's not what we're doing, because that's what I think a lot of people are doing with astrology. If astrology was fire, we're going to, you know, say, hey, here's how you cook food and heat people's homes when they're cold, instead of being like, let's burn this shit down, motherfucker. Like, we don't have to be like that with astrology. All right. So, with that being said, I love ye all. Thank you all so much for your time, consideration, and energy that you're sharing with me. Share this with your loved ones. And I look forward to seeing you next day, right? Tomorrow, 18th March 2024. And with that being said, rest and recharge well. Of course, you know, when you go to eat, make sure you, you know, affirm and speak, you know, positive things and love great things, right? Using the all in one power, though. Use the positive, the negative, and the middle, all right, to be able to bring manifestation so that you can have that wholeness pertaining to rightly exercising your will, so that you can have the best outcomes for yourself. And when you go to rest and recharge well. This is where I say to ye all, I love ye all. Namaste, namaste, namaste. Islam, 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 y'all. Peace and love.